Let's talk about one of the most challenging parts of learning a new language, remembering the new vocab. So, of course, we have vocab books. We go through the new words, we see the definition, we read a few example sentences, we listen to the pronunciation, and we think that, yeah, we have learned that new word. But after 2 days, we forget those words, right? Why? Because this technique does not work. It simply does not work. Do not blame yourself if you cannot remember the words. Because the way you are learning the new vocab is not correct. Of course you will forget it. Most of my students, they complain about that. They think that there is something wrong with them. No, there is nothing wrong with you. You cannot remember something only by reading it, reading the definition, listening to the pronunciation. No, that's not how it works. There are certain things that you have to keep in mind when learning a new vocab. Because knowing a new vocab does not only mean that you have to know the meaning. It also means being able to use it on your daily conversation. What's the point? Yeah, of course, when I read a book, I understand the meaning of that word. But what's the point when I cannot use it in my own conversation? That's why most of my students, they're like, we can understand, but we cannot speak. That's exactly what you are doing wrong. You are just learning a word, but you are not learning it in a way that you can use it in your own conversation. But for now, let me tell you guys how I memorize new words as a beginner. So let me tell you guys a short story on how I learned Turkish. Turkish was my eighth language. When I wanted to learn Turkish, I knew all the rules on how to learn a new language, and I was an expert. So after learning 7 languages, I knew exactly what worked for me. So this is what I did. Every time I learned a new word, I would use it immediately in my daily conversation. And of course, I could not go in the street and find someone and randomly chat with them, which I did. Sometimes I did talk to random people in the supermarket, like with the shopkeeper or with the taxi driver, but I downloaded Tandem. I already talked to you guys about that. I downloaded Tandem, and I was learning some basic conversations like, hello, how are you? How are you doing? So I used to have my textbook here, okay? This is merhaba. This means hello. I would copy this word on my mobile phone. I would write, okay, merhaba, okay, merhaba. I would chat with someone on Tandem. Like, I would find a random person on Tandem. I was like, merhaba. And then they would go like, merhaba. Okay, what should I say after hello? How are you? Okay, how are you? Nasılsın? I would type it and they would answer. So that was how I used to practice all the new words and all the new dialogues that I learned on my book with a native speaker. And I would repeat the exact same conversation with 10 people. So I would send merhaba to like 10 people on Tandem. He would answer and I would just say, how are you? Then, okay, where are you from? Okay, where are you from? So for example, they would use a slang. I would write that slang down and I would use it with the next person. So imagine I practiced 20 sentences with 10 people on Tandem. And that was how I remembered those new words and sentences in the fastest way possible. Because I learned it and I used it. You know, I learned, I used. Of course, in some situations, I was like, let me practice my speaking. And I sent some audio messages to them and ask them to correct me. And then I would say goodbye. And the next day, I would go with new questions because the next day we have studied another lesson, another chapter. And the chapter was about what is your job? What do you do for a living? So I would just go ahead and chat with them about that certain topic. This is a great way, you know, when you learn something and immediately you use it in your daily life, you will never forget it. Trust me, go and try this method. If you're a beginner, go ahead and just say hi to 10 people on tandem and start a conversation with them, and then repeat the same conversation with all of them. Let's learn how we can use flashcards to learn absolutely anything, not only languages, literally anything. If you are a traditional girl like me, you can definitely make flashcards on your own. You can cut some papers, write a word in here, write the definition on the other side, and just look at the word and try to guess the meaning, and then flip it and see the translation. You can definitely do that. I did that when I was younger, but now we have the technology. We do not need to necessarily waste paper. I want to show you guys my flashcards. These are the flashcards that I made on my first year of university. As you guys know, I did a bachelor's degree in Chinese language, so I used to write the words on here and the meaning and the pinyin or the pronunciation on the other side. And I bought this whole flashcard notebook online from a shop. As you can see, these are economy new words. Yeah, so I used to keep my flashcards like this. But as I said, right now you can use apps such as Anki or Quizlet to make your own flashcards. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.